Well, good evening. It is still the 18th of August, 2021. Hot and humid here in Virginia. Did a video earlier. This one was just released by the Chicago police, and it has to do with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force making an arrest in which deadly force was used. And this is back in Chicago around the 9th of July. I might have done a video on it. I have to look on my things, but take a look at this, and then this is why I say the most important thing for a team, whether it's the Fugitive Task Force, the DEA Task Force, whenever you have people from different agencies, even your DEA groups, FBI groups, people who do a lot of enforcement, train together. Tough training and train together. You'll see what happens when they, because another agency shows up and they're not properly trained. Okay.
And goes hey, he's aiming. He's aiming.
Once again, for anybody in this zone, tell
me
me about man inside a Jeep.
Fucking drop the gun! Drop the gun!
109 South Patrick. Anybody out there coming in there?
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Is he hit? Is he hit?
Let me see your hands!
Hands! Hey, I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you.
Hands! Hands!
Show me your hands! Hands! Ceasefire, come on!
He's fire! He's fire! He's still moving! Still moving!
I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you. Yep, yep.
Don't move! Hey, he's not moving! All right, hey, careful!
Hey, he's moving. He's moving.
Stop fucking moving, dude! Stop moving!
Here, you wanna? I'm gonna see if we can open up the door. Can we do that? Hey, whoa, 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 whoa! Hey, guys, talk.
All right, here's something that you should never see. Again, two guys, uniformed officers, you'll see that in a second, walk right in front of his line of fire and right into the line of fire of the other officers. And, it should not happen. Let's keep watching it.
To me.
Don't get in front of each other.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Hey! Get back, you little shit! Get back!
Guys, relax.
Stop! Watch your crossfire! Watch your
Shut up. Listen to him. Listen to him.
One
No,
person.
we can't.
Can you see his hands?
He looked like he's in the back seat.
He's in the back seat. Hold up. Cannot see him move. Shield! You guys! Back! Pull your partner back!
Incorrect. I mean, they have to pull them away, this way, not back. They're still in the line of fire.
Get out of the way!
I'm right behind you.
We got you. Do not crossfire!
Can we open up this door?
Down. Keep eyes on it. Ready?
Hold on. Hold on. Not too many people.
It's locked. It's locked.
Back up.
Down. Not the door down.
I got you.
Hey, come here behind the shield. I got it, Sergeant.
Look at the faces on these guys. Look at her physical condition. Totally untrained. I mean, totally untrained. They don't belong there.
Relax.
Don't fucking move. We need a shield, Sergeant.
You can't shield in front of another shield. Hold it down.
He's got a gun in his hand.
You can't shield in front of another shield.
This isn't the time to be offering training in the middle of the street.
I need you to pull back.
Gun in his hand.
Basically asking you to pull back. Okay?
All right, now I'm gonna reach in for the weapon.
Still going the wrong way, but
I got the gun.
All right, he's disarmed. He's disarmed.
all right. So what you saw there, I mean, probably wasn't the best, certainly was not the best example of an enforcement operation, but it was successful and that the person who was wanted was safely taken into custody. Unfortunately, was killed. The marshals, I think they're probably deputized Chicago police officers. I think they did make proper proper vehicle containment, proper approach of the vehicle and everything else. But what went wrong was when another agency showed up, and these folks showed up and walked right into the line of fire and were totally untrained. And number one, a couple of things. Number one, physical fitness. That's why they stress it so much. It's so important, because when you are in a situation like this, you're going to, you have to be in shape. If you're out of shape, this is a good opportunity to have a heart attack. Secondly, the training. Your unit trains together. Thirdly, one person here needs to be in charge. I presume one of the marshal, either the deputy marshal or maybe it was the sergeant on the police assigned to this unit, should be in charge. She should have nothing to do with this. She's the patrol officer. She has absolutely nothing to do other than stay on the perimeter. She's still in the line of fire, in a big white target, So, again, all of the politically correct training in the world will not prepare you for combat. It'll, leave you in a casket, which you don't want to be in, and that is why the best training you can ever get, and if you ever get to a supervisory grade, or if you are on the street, what you want is tactical training for your unit. And these guys have tactical training. It's tactical smarts. You see, they have to tell them to calm down. These folks do not have much tactical training. I can tell that they're either right out of the academy. I'm shocked at the level of the lack of experience. So just leave it at that. So there you have it. I mean, again, whenever I could get training for my group, enforcement group, was task force, mobile enforcement team, I always wanted tactical training, vehicle containment, raids, paintball at Quantico, which it's a lot of fun doing that. But then you also train people to work together, and that's one thing that the marshals do well. The Marshals Fugitive Task Force does very well, is they train together. But then you see when another agency shows up, that's they're not trained the same way, or perhaps not trained at all, or not trained properly. Really bad stuff can happen. Really bad stuff can happen. Again, for police officers, especially a municipal police officer in the city of Chicago right now, I mean, you have to be on alert all the time. You've got to be engaged constantly, and you need to have training. You need to have that academy training, not just academy training, but in-service training for things like this. And physical training is important. Firearms training is important. Tactical training is important. Those are the most important things that you can do as a police officer. And a little bit with the legal training, but a lot of the training I think that they're putting off on the police officers right now is sending them to an early casket. It's not going to help them. It's not going to help them. You saw the results of bad training. So this isn't to make fun of anybody. It's not. But again, also look at the physical condition of some of these people on the street. They don't belong on the street. I mean, they don't belong on the street, at all. I mean, somebody who's in that type of condition should be behind a desk or, disarmed and kept away from the public, because they're a risk to themselves, they're a risk to someone else. So I hope you got something out of it. If you do go to one of these task forces, this is the kind of thing you hope never happens. You hope never happens. Happens a lot with the Marshals Fugitive Task Force. They get more shootings than anyone else. But, even with our DEA, task forces, they tend to get more shootings than regular DEA groups. But again, it's something you hope never happens, okay? Have a good evening.